We're live. I don't have my regular camera person today, so we're challenged. Is YouTube on?
Yep.
Okay, you sure? All right, this is good. So I came across some research today, and I thought I need to share this because this is like brand new research that tells a story that everybody needs to know because it's all about back pain. And what they found was if you have back pain, your back pain is slowly killing you. What does that mean? It means, well, first of all, let me just say this. Our goal is to give you the tools. And if you have the tools, you make better healthcare decisions. That's why we do this. And this one's important today because it really is a game changer. Here's what they found. They did a study, and it was published in the European Journal of Pain. And what they found is if you have back pain, that you have a 13% increase in the risk of dying before you should, a premature death. So is your back pain killing you? The answer is yes. And they proved it, and they had this theory in the past that if you had back pain, you didn't live as long, but they couldn't prove it. So what they did is they had 4,390 twins that were over the age of 70, and they tracked them. And what they found out is if one of the twins had back pain, they died sooner. There was a 13% increase in the risk of a premature death. They originally, and these studies have been done in the past, but the variable that they couldn't track was genetics. Because sometimes if you have heart disease or diabetes or some other problem that causes your death, then very often it's genetic. And they attribute those problems to genetics. But with this study, because there were twins, in some case they were identical twins, which means their DNA is exactly the same, then they can rule out the fact that the DNA is causing the death. Because you weren't dying of back pain, you were dying of some other problem, but they found out that there's a 13% increase. Again, they took the DNA out of the equation. So why is this important? Well, it's very important because very often our general thought is, well, it's just back pain. I can live with it. Well, it turns out you can't live with it because it's slowly breaking down your body. The medical community doesn't emphasize that this is a premature cause of death. So it's important that, because they're not paying attention to it, that you pay attention to it. Are we having a camera problem?
Yes, we are. Camera sideways.
All right.
Thanks, Clark.
Pain. We're still rolling over here. See, this is what happens when your normal camera person goes on vacation. The medical community does not put enough importance in it. They're not really trained to manage it very well. Their typical course of care is what we've talked about in the past, is Norco increases the risk of death, but also the surgery doesn't have the outcomes. So medical community is not paying attention to it. They're not talking about it, but the research proves that it's slowly going to kill you. What are the theories? Well, first of all, we know that if you have back pain, there's a 60% increase in depression. And there's also a lack of mobility. When you have back pain, you are not as mobile. And there's also less activity. It's a combination of those things. And in the end, all three of these really are the same. I had a patient today. I saw a patient. And she said to me, I'm depressed. I'm depressed because I can't do the things I used to do. And for her, it was 4 years. For 4 years, she couldn't. It was difficult just to walk. It makes you depressed because you can't live your life. So, but it's the depression in conjunction with the fact that you're less mobile, and really in the end, you're less active. So what's the takeaway here? The takeaway is if you have back pain and you think it's not that big a deal, it's just back pain, okay, I can live with it. Well, it turns out you can't. because you're increasing the risk of a premature death, which is not a good idea. Number 2, fix it now and get more active. That's the key. We didn't know, we didn't understand. This just came out. It just came out. So, if you have a back problem, we can help you. We eliminate the problem at the disc. If your back pain's not going away, this is what we do. We do it without drugs and we do it without surgery. So, give us a call. We can help you. If you're watching this on Facebook and it was a little bit crooked, if we fixed it, share this information with your friends and family. This is a breakthrough, okay? Also like our Facebook page. And all these videos that we make every day are all on YouTube. So subscribe to our YouTube channel, follow us on Instagram, and follow us on Twitter. And if you have any questions, put them in the comments below and we'll get to your questions. And if you have any questions about new videos that we can make, we'll make those next time. So I'm going to sign off and then we'll answer the questions because what was the question?
Linda said
This is my new camera person. Go ahead.
said that she had back surgery and it fell apart and they want to do it again and she's really mad that she had surgery.
Oh, all right. So this is a good one because this is very, very, very common. When you have a surgery, 40% of the time it's effective, but it's not great. And 60% of the time it's ineffective, and 30% of the time it's actually worse. We have the ability, because when you do a surgery, what they do, I don't know what kind of surgery it was, but if you had it, this is different than most videos. Very often what they do with fusion is they put rods in the 2 vertebrae and they hold them together. But what it does is it loads all the pressure on the disc above and all the pressure on the disc below. And those discs start to break down. And that's what causes all the pain. Very common. Probably the most common thing. Literature is full of this. Okay, the fact that you can get a fusion, what happens is you increase the breakdown of the disc above and the disc below 4 times faster than normal. So you're going to have a problem. They know you're going to have a problem. We affect the disc. We have probably 20% of our patients are failed surgery, meaning they've tried the surgery, now gotten better. And 10% of those patients, about half, maybe a little bit more, are failed fusion, which is the worst kind of surgery you can have. So we can help you with that. I would recommend trying this treatment before you get any more surgeries because the outcomes with ours are much better. So I appreciate the questions. And any other questions, what we'll do is we'll answer those later in another video. So it's Friday, it's getting late, and I gotta sign out because Indiana's got another basketball game tonight and I gotta get home and watch it. So that's it, I'm done, thank you. Sorry about the crooked camera, but that does happen. We do have these problems periodically, not as often as we used to, but we do have them. And that's it.